Hi there, Malcolm here with my 422nd Booktube video, and today I'll be bringing you a review for All These Worlds by Dennis E. Taylor. This is book 3 of the Bobiverse series, and I'm really enjoying these particular editions. I have some fantastically fun sprayed edges, which is saying Bob a lot. So I must confess, once I got to the 1/3 to 2/3 mark, I was reading boob along the cover there. Inside end papers, so you got this going on, and this one. It's a really nicely put together book itself, and the story continues the adventures of Bob and his various clones, if you like. The science fiction story set off in the far-off distant future. Cryogenically frozen Bob has woken up as a space exploratory vessel to go and find brave new worlds and make them ready for human habitation, with the go-ahead to create more versions of himself to spread out further and continue the good work. To his surprise, each iteration of himself has a slightly different personality. They've all taken a new name, but for the most part they do get on. And by this point we've had certain things develop, and we have planets with humans colonising them now. We have other alien races at different levels of development, some still in the Stone Age and some technologically rivaling Bob. And like with the previous two books, the story is broken up by bouncing between the various Bob iterations, as each one is facing their own personal challenges. And one of the recurring ones throughout the whole thing is Bob is now essentially immortal, as long as he can maintain his robotic brain, he'll live forever, and he's got backups and all the rest of it. And the various humans that he cares for and is hanging out with are aging and eventually dying, and this one does indeed feature quite a few significant character deaths, some of which do hit harder than others. There's the big interaction with the others, this other alien race that's a huge threat to the Bobiverse, and so some of the encounters are pretty large scale with huge ramifications, and other ones are on a much more personal scale with a personal involvement with certain humans or other aliens or other situations are going on. Light-hearted for the most part, but with a few punches in it. I highly recommend this series. This is extremely enjoyable. I think my only complaint, and it's not really a complaint about the book, it's the way I read, I generally ignore those timestamps that you get under the chapter headings, and this is for all books really. I don't know if you remember things like X-Files, where you go to a scene and you have on the bottom the script of where it is and what time it is. I generally ignore that bit, I don't care. And the story in this is not told in a chronological way. It does happen for each individual Bob that we bounce back to, but just to give you an example, the first chapter starts at March 22-24, then we're in February 22-17, then it's November 22-12, then it's November 22-17, then 22-24 again. I generally completely ignore that detail. I'm more interested about the where, and it does list those as well, because by this point there are so many Bobs going on, and we don't focus on all of them. I think there's about 500 by this point. We only focus on about 10 or so it's not too many to remember. But because we do spend time with this one here doing this, and then this one here doing that, it's a case of you need to read a few lines of each bit to actually work out, okay, which Bob are we talking about? And they're all called something different. They're not all called Bob, thankfully. For example, this one we follow Bob, the original copy, Bill, Riker, Howard, Icarus, Marcus, to name a few. So we do have that clue, but it's a case of, okay, what was this Bob doing? What's going on here? Oh yes, we're on that planet with that problem. Okay, let's go. I don't think about the when, and so I do sometimes struggle with these books, just working out what happens when. Now thankfully the author has clearly realised that people like me exist and has given a nice handy timeline of events, because you don't want to look at that because of spoilers. You flip back there to think, okay, when does that fit in? And you happen to look at the next line down saying such and such has died, or this planet blew up, or this thing's happened. Oh, okay, well, no, that's going to happen now. But yeah, absolutely charming. Really enjoying the series. Looking forward to book 4. Booktastic. So have you read the Bobiverse series? What did you think about it? Who's your favourite Bob? Comment down below, please. But as usual, if there's nothing else to say, then please keep it to yourself. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and other GP things. Me if you want. And until next time, see you later.